y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Scooby-Doo Tarot. Today is actually not going to be a tarot reading today. So if you're interested in a tarot reading specifically from me, you can go onto my page and go on to uploads from Bailey and just hit shuffle. Shuffle is the word I was looking for. Hit the shuffle button and hopefully you can find a message in a video for you from one of my past videos. But today I'm going to be talking about how to tune into your own spirit guides. And really I'm going to be talking about the science behind it. And we're going to be talking about the 3 states of anxiety, basically kind of different states of consciousness as well. I believe that many people are kind of in a very dissociative, kind of an inactive state. It is called the dorsal vagal state. And physiologically, I want to tell you how to look out for these signs, as well as how to, tips and tricks and basically little coping mechanisms to help you move into what is called the ventral vagal state, which is a state where you feel safe and you feel open and where you are going to be able to, be open to messages from your spirit guides. So I believe most people, especially if you are drawn to tarot readings to kind of help you solve what's going on in your life, I believe that a lot of people are in the dorsal vagal state, and that essentially means that you are in shutdown mode. There is basically a perceived threat that your body, it causes, you don't even go into fight or flight at this point. You are just frozen. You're stuck. And it can cause fatigue, exhaustion. It can cause muscle aches and pains, depression, anxiety, especially anxiety. You kind of have to go through the sympathetic state first before you can get to the ventral vagal state where you feel safe. And a couple of tips is to introduce movement. If you're not the kind of person that likes to get up and move your body, that's totally fine. You can just move your hands, clench your fists. You can pat your thighs. You can tapping. A lot of people like tapping. Drop a comment if there's something that you do that kind of helps you to calm your nervous system. If there's some sort of stimming that you do, or if you just have some sort of movement that helps you calm down. I really like to do circular movements. I like to move my hips. I store a lot of trauma in my right hip and my jaw as well. So I like to do, neck circles, shoulder circles, stuff like that. It will get you connected to your body. And when you start to do that, it can start to get uncomfortable when you move into the sympathetic state, because you're going to start to feel your emotions. When you are in the dorsal vagal state, it kind of is a dissociative state. So you're really not even going to feel your emotions as strongly as you would in the sympathetic state. And that is kind of your fight or flight response. When there is a perceived danger, your body tries to decide whether it's going to fight it or whether it's going to run away. And at this point in time, when you reach this state of consciousness, you will also start to feel the anger, the sadness, the injustices that you've gone through. So, it really can feel uncomfortable if you're not familiar being in that state, if you've been in this dorsal vagal state for a long time. And I even know, like myself, was stuck in that state for several years in my childhood, and even in my adulthood for a while. Just kind of had a flare up in my jaw. I have some chronic health issues and a pretty overactive immune system, and my immune system will attack my body tissue and especially like my joints. And I had a really big flare up, and I was stuck in this dorsal vagal state for a really long time, and I had to do acupuncture and all of these things to calm my body down and relax. And I had to take several muscle relaxers every single day just to get through the day. My masseter muscle, even still, it's just really tense all of the time. And I'm hoping I can help y'all before you get to the state that I was in. But this kind of thing wreaks havoc on your body, and especially if you stay in that state for a prolonged amount of time. So you need to learn how to recognize the signs and use your coping mechanisms in order to move on to the next state. And once you are able to hold space for your emotions, having gone through the sympathetic state and feeling the anger, feeling the sadness, you might cry a lot. Find ways to process the anger without hurting yourself or others. Scream into a pillow if you need to. Get into your car and just drive and scream. But eventually, once you've held space for those emotions and you've had that release, then you will be able to move into the ventral vagal state. And this is where you feel safe. One of the ways that you can recognize that you are in the ventral vagal state is when you feel safe. To recognize that you're in the sympathetic state is when, you are feeling those emotions, you are feeling active, anger, crying, and definitely that release. Crying releases hormones, and, once you're able to have that release is when you kind of shift into the next state. And if you are still in the dorsal vagal state, something that I haven't even talked about, but it causes you to store fat when you're in this dorsal vagal state. When you have this perceived threat, your body feels the need to store your fuel in your body, and it stores it in fat. And if you feel like you are trying to lose weight and you can't, you've tried all the diets and all of the things, and you exercise regularly, but you still can't, it could be because you were stuck in this dorsal vagal state. And there could be a lot of reasons for it. The main reason is that you have some work to do on your central nervous system. But it could be that there are people in your life that make you feel unsafe, that make you feel like you don't have a safe space to rest and recover. The ventral vagal state is known as, the rest and recovery state. It is where your digestion works the best and your immune system works the best. And so you're going to be able to lose your weight when you finally shift your state of consciousness and your state of anxiety. And when you are in this ventral vagal state, you will be able to tap into your guides. And, it's really funny. The other day I was walking my dog and I was seeing these crows. And at the time I was imagining, my dream reality. I was imagining where I see myself a year from now and thinking about how my dog was going to be running around in her own yard this time next year. And I saw these crows. And if you were part of my spirit tribe, then you know that crows are a big symbol for my tribe. They are our spirit guides. They are here to tell us, when we are on the right track. And it was just a confirmation for me that, I am absolutely capable of creating the reality that I dream, and it is not that far from, being attained for me. And, normally when I walk my dog, I am pretty on guard. I don't feel very safe because we've been attacked before. And, one of the reasons I moved to this state from Arkansas is because they had a stalker. And, I would always see him when I was walking my dog. So I'm always pretty on guard when I'm walking her, and I carry a pocket knife. But at this particular moment, I was just feeling myself. I wasn't thinking about how anxious I was that I was going to be attacked. And I was thinking about my dream reality when I saw these crows, and I wouldn't have seen them. I probably wouldn't have even heard them if I was, in my usual state of consciousness. And so, I want to give you all the tools to recognize the state you're in and move into the next one. And, it's really funny. I made this video earlier, but it messed up. And it's really funny. I was saying, I'm like literally scared to say it because it cut off last time as I was saying it, but I made a joke about how Big Pharma doesn't even want you to know this, like some conspiracy theorist stuff, because this is the kind of thing that heals your central nervous system. It heals your body. It heals your mind. It heals your state of consciousness in a way that, you're not going to need drugs as much. And I say that from experience as someone who had to take muscle relaxers and painkillers every single day, and now I don't. And it is because of this work that I've done. And I didn't have the science behind it before. It was just me doing the inner work and, doing the best that I could. But now I have the tools and I have the knowledge to transfer that to others. And so I really want you all to know how to, not only listen to your spirit guides, but the steps that it takes to get there. Because, you can do all of the rituals that you want and light all of the candles, but you're really not going to be open if you don't feel safe. You're really not going to hear the messages from your spirit guides if you were not in a place to receive them. And I really want to give you all the tools to enable yourselves to do that on your own, because there are a lot of readers out there that are just trying to, they're trying to farm their views by telling you all what you want to hear. And that is just not my style, because I am here to collectively raise the consciousness of, the people in my influence with my little platform. And I want, as much as I want you all to keep coming back and watching these readings, I want you also to be able to tap into your own intuition and be able to tell when these people are lying to you and when they're trying to help you. So, I just think it's really important, because there are a lot of vulnerable people out here. And, I've been one of them watching tarot readers, and, there are a lot of people out there that just want to tell you what you want to hear, or take advantage of you and take your money so that they can give you a tarot reading and keep telling you what you want to hear, and you keep giving them money. But that's not what I'm here to do. I am actually here to help heal people spiritually, because I am a spiritual healer. That is what I'm here to do. And I want to give you all the science behind it as well, because I think that it is important. And, for myself especially, it was important to learn the science behind it, because otherwise it's just a bunch of, woo-woo stuff, and people don't want to take it seriously. And that's fine too. But, the spirit and the mind are connected. And I think it's really important for everybody to know that. And if you are interested in these videos and you want to keep hearing more, please drop a comment and let me know. I know I've heard from some people that they do want to hear more of it, but I also got several people that just straight up unsubscribed whenever I even mentioned posting more videos like this in my last video. So I know it goes either way here, but, I have to stay authentic to myself. So this is what I'm going to do now. And that being said, if you are interested in a personal reading, you can send me a DM or on social media or shoot me an email. It is all in the description box. If you are also interested in spiritual coaching, I'm interested in doing kind of sessions, kind of some Google Meet sessions. If you are interested in that, go ahead and shoot me an email as well, or DM me on social media, and we can discuss pricing on that. And as always, I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thanks for any likes, shares, subscribes, and comments.